Hi, I'm Remy Izdaner with Mirlo Real Estate Partners, and welcome back to our channel where we seek to educate business owners and managers on how to make the best commercial real estate decisions for their business. In this video, I'm going to unlock a hidden truth of commercial real estate, and that's the fact that landlords love lease renewals. This might be somewhat surprising to hear. I hope by the end of this video, it'll be clear why lease renewals are their favorite transaction. If you find this video interesting, please be sure to like, share, and hit that subscribe button to get notified on all our videos. There are three primary reasons why landlords love lease renewals, and here they are. Lease renewals are predictable, they're easy, and more often than not, lease renewal terms greatly favor the landlord. Let's pull back the curtain on these ideas one at a time. Like any other business, a landlord needs to create projections for their property. They need to track all of their leases and have a plan for when each lease is set to expire. In other words, they know which leases will expire in a given year and predict which tenants are likely to renew their leases and approximately how much the rent will be for the renewal terms. In some cases, the landlord will provide the tenant with a very modest improvement allowance to refresh the space. Think fixing the carpet, repainting, maybe moving a wall or two. This is because the space generally works for the tenant who's been there for years. Landlords know this and safely assume you're going to stay. So unless the market has drastically changed since the original lease was signed, the rent schedule for your current lease will likely continue at the same pace for the renewal term, with very little out-of-pocket cost to the landlord. The dirty little secret in lease renewals is that it costs the landlord less, much less, to renew a tenant than to find a new one. It's also difficult for them to predict how long that space is going to be vacant and what terms they'll eventually agree to once it's been filled. Even in a robust market, landlords anticipate a one-year vacancy when tenants turn over. And because there's such a wide range of lease concessions that can go into a new lease, the landlord must budget significantly more money, often more than double. By renewing on the landlord's terms, they're saving a ton of money and not sharing any of it with you. So a lease renewal sounds easy, right? Not necessarily. Because the landlord's job is to plan out these projections well in advance, and they already have their projected terms in mind for you, they're going to try to make renewing your lease on their terms as easy as possible. Back in the day, I worked on behalf of the landlord to draft a simple one-page lease renewal amendment. It simply provided an updated lease expiration date and rent schedule. I then sent it to the tenant with a message that their lease renewal was ready for them to sign. It was shocking how often this strategy worked. Because the tenant already prefers to stay and renew their lease, they believe signing the renewal is their only option. What do you think? If you said, "No way, Remy, it can't be their only option," you're absolutely right. As an existing tenant, you have much more leverage than you think. We just talked about how hard it is for a landlord to fill vacancies, losing money every month. So while a tenant might want to renew their lease, we know the landlord also wants them to renew. So regardless of what the landlord might have you think, they don't have all the power in this situation, no matter how hard they try to convince you otherwise. Remember the high cost of a vacancy, plus the substantial free rent and improvement allowance a new tenant requires. We all can relate to how frustrating it is when a cable or internet company offers amazing rates to new customers, but then once the contract is up, they immediately increase the price and tell you the good deals are for new customers only. However, if you talk to the right person at the customer service or threaten to leave, they'll often honor the same good price, and the business relationship continues in good standing. The concept of a renewal negotiation is no different. So why do landlords often get better terms signing lease renewals with existing tenants? It's not just because existing tenants don't think they ask for better terms, which is true, but they also think they don't deserve representation, or that having a broker will upset the landlord and disrupt their day-to-day business operations. Sadly, these paths all subject the tenant to less favorable terms, even jeopardizing their growth. We titled this video, "Why Landlords Love Lease Renewals," but we're looking to change the game and provide you with the right tenant tools to love lease renewals too. So how will you avoid the costly mistakes of renewing your lease on your landlord's terms? Never rely on your contractual renewal right in order to renew. They're merely a worst-case scenario. Start your renewal process well before the renewal notice date in your lease, and keep an open mind. Even if you think that a renewal makes sense, you can't be sure until you put that renewal into a market context. Work with your own agent, ideally a tenant representative, to put in the work and complete your requirement in the open market, creating viable move alternatives well before the notice date in your lease. Whether you're looking to sign a new lease or renew one, you must create the necessary leverage to get the best possible lease terms for your business. As always, commercial real estate is incredibly complex, and if you aren't an insider, good information can be difficult to come by. In my practice, I'm always learning and growing and I like diligently to serve my clients and provide them the best tools to make the right decisions for their businesses and real estate. So if you have any specific questions or comments about anything I've said, feel free to contact me directly by email or phone, or leave a comment below. If you found value or liked the video and would like more information about how to properly navigate the commercial real estate world, check out these other videos. Again, I'm Remy Isdaner with Mirlo Real Estate Partners, and I can't wait to connect again.